Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of The Roar inside CSUSM Athletics. I am Mindy Mills, Assistant Sports Information Director for Cal State San Marcos. Thank you once again for joining us. If there are any questions you would like to submit, drop us a line at sportsinfo@csusm.edu. We would love to hear from you. Today, we are starting a new series where we will have one coach and two student athletes join us on the podcast. I'm joined by volleyball head coach Andrea Leonard, senior Grecia Cordero-Barr, and sophomore Madison Turner. Ladies, thank you for joining the podcast today.
Of course, excited to do
Thank
this.
you for inviting us, Wendy.
Yay!
We're excited.
To get the ball rolling, let's start off with something light. I would like to go around the virtual table and share one interesting fact about yourself. Coach, do you want to start?
Well, goodness. Okay, let's see how interesting I can be. I guess an interesting fact is I have a birthday coming up this week, and I share it with one of our student athletes, Cassie Deering. So that's been fun. She's a senior, and we have a lot of fun celebrating together. So it's fun to celebrate with one of your kids.
I'll go next. During my freshman year of high school, I decided to come to the US and play volleyball at the school and study at Ote Ranch High School because I'm coming from Tijuana, Mexico.
Excellent. That's fun.
One interesting fact about me is that I see myself as very cultural and ethnic, but I haven't been outside of the US. I've never traveled outside. I've never been anywhere.
Well, what's the first place you would love to travel to, if you could?
Ooh. I think just to keep it simple at first, probably Mexico because I have family down there, and then maybe try to go to Samoa because I have family over there too.
That's awesome. Visit some family. I like that. Well, let's give some background about yourselves. Where are you from and how were you introduced to volleyball? And on top of that, what do you love most about the sport? Being a former volleyball player, I love blocking. So that's my favorite thing to do when I'm on the court. But what about you, Coach? Do you want to start and get things going?
Sure. Yeah, I'm actually from the Midwestern state of Michigan, which I love. All my family is back there. And I have traveled and worked on the East Coast in Boston and New England for many years. And I am now out here on the West Coast in San Diego. So what got me interested in volleyball was my high school coaches. I played a multitude of sports, but volleyball seemed to be the most unique. And it was the most challenging, and they just took me to some older games, some club sports and some college games that I'd never seen. And you see the game at that next level, of course, you're like, oh, I want to do that. How can I do that? And it really, the fire ignited from there. And that's essentially what got me to where I am now. Thank goodness. I'm very blessed to be here in San Diego and at this program at Cal State San Marcos. But I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for those coaches. And I think that's a big reason why I also got into coaching. So yeah, happy to be here.
And your favorite thing about volleyball?
Oh my goodness. These guys. I mean, they keep us young and wanting more and laughing and they challenge you every day. I think volleyball is a rebound sport. It's so fast and energetic and powerful. It's fun to watch, and you can really see some elite athleticism and just quick decision making. What I also love about volleyball is it mirrors life in that you can't really hang on your mistakes or your errors or your failures. You have to move ahead right away. The next play is coming right away. So it's time to move on. It's time to look ahead. And it's a team sport as well. You have 6 players in a 30 by 30 foot area on the court, and they all have to get along. Their energy has to bounce off one another. Again, I think that just mirrors life, and what a great place to bring 6 different people together or 20 different people on a team and have to work together for that common goal. So that's why I love volleyball.
That's awesome, Coach. What about Madison? What about you?
I've been playing volleyball since I was 8 years old, and I started playing because my dad was a high school coach, and he's just super good. He can play any position. I strive to be like that. I used to play for Mizuno Long Beach, And I came to San Marcos because one of the coaches at my club was talking to me about San Marcos and about Coach Andrea, and I was just so excited, and the campus looked so pretty. And I knew right when I got there, I was like, okay, I'm ready to commit. And my favorite thing about volleyball is probably meeting my team and being able to meet new people while also like learning new life skills. Like being a leader on the court has taught me to be a leader in the classroom and a leader in other things as well. So I think that's one of the best things about volleyball.
That's amazing. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Long Beach, California, Carson, around that area.
Okay, great. Now, Garcia, where are you from and what do you love about volleyball?
Oh my gosh. First, how did I start playing volleyball? At first, volleyball I didn't know anything about volleyball. I didn't know it was a sport. So how did it start? I was in elementary school, and one person named Eric, he was like, "Oh, you should play volleyball. You're tall," because usually in Mexico, I'm usually the tallest one in elementary school. So they, "Oh, you should play volleyball and come to this time next week on Tuesday at this time." And I was like, and when I came home, I was like, "Mom, I got invited to practice volleyball." Blah, blah, blah. And on that time, I was playing basketball, and I didn't know anything about volleyball. And she said, "When?" And I was like, "On Tuesday," but I don't remember the time. I think it's at 10 in the morning or something like that. I don't remember the time. And then it was Tuesday, and I went at the time that I thought it was. And when I got there, the girls were really, really tall, and they were older. I was 10, and the girls there were like 16, already playing hard. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Well, she's like, who are you? How did you get invited and stuff like that? And I was like, oh, because Eric came to my elementary school and he told me to come this time and this day. Oh no, it's not it's today, but it was before this practice. And she said, oh, you can still stay and practice a little bit. And then I stayed there, but it was not a good day because I got like 5 swings on my head over here and chest. And I'm like, I'm never playing volleyball anymore. This is not my sport. I'm sticking with basketball. And then I came home and I was like, Mom, no, I didn't like volleyball. And she's like, you should practice again with the team that you were practicing with. I'm like, I guess I'll try. And then since then, I like a week later that I was with the team that I was supposed to be, then I liked it. I liked being with other girls my age, learning, being with the coach and all of that. I really liked it after, and I actually quit basketball after that too. So it really took a great impact in my life.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but what I really like about volleyball is just being with the team and just being with your kind of sisters stuff, like growing up, because I played volleyball since I was I said 10, and then I stayed with that team until I was like 14. So all of us stayed together, and it was really nice. And what I like also a lot about volleyball is digging.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part, and diving for the balls. But yeah, that was my story.
I like that. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
I have to add that both Madison and Gracia play 2 very instrumental roles in our program. Madison is a setter. She's basically the quarterback of the team. And Grecia is our libero on defense and basically the quarterback of the defense. So when she says she likes to dig, she's back there setting records and probably the best libero in our conference. So both of these 2 are very elite at what they do, and their positions are very instrumental in the success of our program.
Yeah, that is so true, very much so. Coach, you not only take on the role of head coach, but you recently added senior women administrator to your job title here at CSUSM. What does that entail, and how have you been able to balance that while coaching?
Yeah, thank you for asking. It's something that I always wanted to do in my career. Coaching is by far and above my passion, but there's also that administrative side, and wanting to expand your role in an athletic department and a higher education university campus. And for me, it was the opportunity to take on the role of senior women administrator. In the role here at Cal State San Marcos, there's a lot of variance in what I do. Mostly it's a list of things. Rather than going in the definition of what a senior women administrator is, I can kind of tell you I'm one of the managers on our cabinet meetings. We have a transfer review committee that meets to go over all of our transfers and who's transferring in, and I'm on that committee as well. I'm a co-leader for our Student Athlete Advisory Council, our SAC group. We also implemented 2 new squad committees since the COVID era. We have our CARE squad, which is Cougars against, our CRS squad, Care, Resource, and Support. Those are administrators that help out with each of our sports, and I do that for track and field and cross country. We also have our CARE squad, part of the CCAA Executive Council, diversity inclusion seminars, NCAA Inclusion Forum I have attended. I'm part of our personnel search committees, our women leaders in college sports. I'm part of the NCAA Division II Governance Academy, our RAC, which is our ranking committee for volleyball in the West Coast. Recently, I also took on being a part of the Arts and Lectures Committee here at CSUSM. So it's kind of extending our arm, I guess, if you will, through athletics up into the academic part of campus as well. So that's been really exciting. I also serve as our women's golf liaison, and also try to bring in some things in the department like mindfulness training with George Mumford, which we do with our coaches, student athletes, and also Ivy Watts, who came in and talked to us about mental health and well-being. So my role as senior women's administrator is an addition to coaching. But oftentimes, when you go into these meetings, you have to take off your coaching hat and put on your administrative hat. And I think it adds a lot of value to the administration just to have a coach's voice in there and maybe how a coach would think, and then vice versa too. When I'm with the coaches, I've got to take off that administrative hat and put my coaching hat back on. So it adds value to both, but there's an awareness that has to happen there and a lot of balance too. So it's been exciting, very educational. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity. And our staff that we have in administration at Cal State San Marcos is phenomenal. And I think it makes me a better coach as well. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have great leaders with our student athletes in the volleyball program, because they take on a lot with my extended role as well. And, they've got patience there too. And they understand that, with a coach that is part of administration too, that they have to take on more balance and more leadership as student athletes. And they do that. They take a lot of pride in that as well. So
it definitely sounds like you like to stay busy, that's for sure, which is awesome, especially during this time.
It is very busy, but it's great to help and be a part of something that can make us all better. So thank you.
Definitely. So this past year has brought on a few challenges. What have you learned about yourself during these times? And what have you learned? Have you learned any new skills? Madison, you want to get the ball rolling on this one?
Yeah, I can start. I think since COVID's happened, I've been able to focus more on myself and really come in tune with myself. Like whenever I have free time, sometimes I like to paint, and that's how I get my emotion out sometimes. And I like to put my extra time into that. I think I've just been focused on really just making sure I do all the things with intention, making sure I'm doing everything right. Like with school, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let myself get behind at all. Like I write down my schedule at least 10 times on like 5 different Post-it notes on my desk to make sure that I don't forget anything. And I think I've just been trying to keep up and make sure I've been working out and stuff like that and trying to eat better and stuff like that.
That's fantastic. Grecia, what about you?
I learned to appreciate more because when you are used to your routine, you're not, well, well, you're used to what you're doing and all of that, and when it stops immediately, you're like, what is happening? What am I supposed to do? So I just appreciating more the moment and just staying with my family, because when I was in San Marcos, I was not with my family because they live in Mexico, but now I was staying almost a year already with my family over here. But I learned to read more, because before I didn't have much time because of volleyball and school and laboratory and all of that. And since volleyball was not there, I was playing I was reading more, and I also started to paint, and just playing games with my family.
I know I want to check out these paintings someday. You should put some up on social media. Everybody's getting into painting. I love that.
I was
Yeah.
hoping Madison would just have hers readily available there. It's pretty phenomenal
I don't think
what
I
she's
have any
done.
with me right now, but I'll for
Oh,
sure send them to Coach so she can post them.
Yeah.
that's fantastic. That's awesome. What about you, Coach? Have you learned any new skills during this time or learn anything about yourself?
Oh gosh, yes. There's so much. I think I'm doing my best coaching now, believe it or not, because we have an opportunity to slow down. We have an opportunity to be more aware and notice things and make changes. And that's something that we've done as a team and really sunk into. And I know both Madison and Gracia can talk about what we've been doing as a team and how it's affected them. Um, so really with anything that I do, I feel like if I'm going to ask them to do it, I have to be able to be okay and comfortable and embrace it myself. So there's a lot of things, and I would mostly say just slowing down, and appreciating opportunity that we have, and staying focused on what we can control.
Mhm. It's true.
You guys
How
want
would
to
you
talk a little bit about what we're doing at
Yeah,
all? And some of
I
our,
was just gonna say, I
Yeah.
think my coach has really helped each and every one of us become better people during this time, because like this past couple weeks we've been going over our core values and what we
Mhm.
value as a team together and individually, and it's really good seeing how our other teammates view everything and what they value, because I think it makes us stronger as a team and makes us closer.
Mhm. I think it really makes us closer too, that we meditate together. We
Oh,
talk about staying in the moment, staying in the present, appreciating um, that even though we are not together in person, we're still together, like in Zoom at least, and just meditating just has helped us, all of us.
well, I know
yeah.
Coach has had you talk about your identity a lot too, as well. How have you seen your identity changed in this past year?
I think that I've just grown stronger as a person as a whole. Like I think I've stepped into the leader role more this Zoom time and Corona time. Yeah, I think it's made me stronger and more confident in what I bring to the team. And I just like feel a stronger connection with the girls, even like the incoming freshmen too. Like I feel like they've been really vulnerable with us and open with us, and we've been the same back. And I think that's just one of the best things about our team, and that makes us so strong.
Um, with identity at the beginning, I kind of struggled because since I was 10, I've always been like a student athlete, and then I'm not playing volleyball or any sport at all, and all of a sudden it's like, what am I doing besides school and volleyball? So that kind of switched a little bit the your identity, and but this time it really helped me know who I am, not just being a student athlete. So it has really helped me this time to find myself and um, stay with the team as well.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and
Yeah.
Mindy, just to elaborate on that a little bit, that's why as a team we talk about what our values are, and for them as individuals, for them to start thinking about what are my values and how do I make decisions, because these are lifetime things that have to do with who they are, what their identity is, what decisions that they'll make outside of volleyball, the scope of volleyball. So we are working a lot on their identity, and it's just amazing to see their growth and for them to go inward, and their confidence is just exuding. So when it is time for us to step back out on the court, you can imagine what great masterpieces we will have when that happens.
Well, I personally cannot wait for that to happen, to see you guys back on the court, hitting some volleyballs, digging some volleyballs, and setting the volleyball. So yes, I cannot wait. And I've always said one of my favorite things about working this job is seeing a student athlete come in as a freshman and see them grow and find themselves through the years and then graduate. So that's neat to see that you guys are seeing this through Zoom and be able to build on that even more. That's amazing thing for this crazy time to really focus on. Talking about the program, what do you hope to leave as your mark on the program when you leave? And I know this is gonna be a little bit more time for you, Madison. You have 3 more years of eligibility, where Grecia, you have 1 more year and then that's it. So what kind of mark do you want to leave on this program when you leave?
That's a really interesting question. But determination, effort, and always being consistent on having those 2 things, always putting effort. I just want to leave it to my teammates that those 2 really help you on the game, during the game. And because it's really important with what you do on the court besides volleyball, besides the school and other personal things. Like, it's really good that you have your effort and being persistent with the team and playing. I don't know, I just want to stay with the giving effort, just what's it called? Just leaving a mark. That effort is really important on the team. And that also taught me coach, because I remember being a freshman. I always put effort on the court and with the team, but coach really pushed me to get that. She's always saying this, expecting from here. So she's expecting us all the way over here. And then freshman year, I was like over here, and then my senior year, junior year, she really pushed me all the way over here. So thanks to coach, I'm the player that I am, and even I'm the student athlete that I am. So yeah, that's something I want to leave.
I love that. And Madison?
Yeah, I think going off of that, like the people before me, like Elise, she was such a great person to have above me. Oh my gosh, she was such a great leader on the court and off the court, and like student athlete wise, like I look up to her so much. And having her be like that, I want to be like that for the people under me, because having her leadership like that, like I want to become more of a leader like her, because everyone looked up to her. No one was ever like, oh, she's so aggressive. Oh, she's doing too much. Like, it was the perfect leader position that she was in. And I think that that's what I want to leave for the people that are under me and the other setters that are coming in now. I just want to have them push that effort and become a leader on the team.
That's amazing, because leadership is very important. That is awesome. And what is athletics given to you? And coach, you can chime in on this too. What is athletics given to you as a whole?
It's given me these guys, so I'd love to hear from them.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think I found my family in athletics, like not only having like my team, but even the other teams. Like, I think we're all just so connected and we're all just so friendly with each other, and being able to see them on campus and just talk real quick, or having friends on all the teams is really nice to have. And our team, we're just like such a close family already, and I just love it.
I do love how you guys support each other, because you see the men's soccer team at volleyball matches all the time, as well as other teams. It's neat to see that. And you guys go to women's soccer, men's soccer games, and basketball games, and we see you all huddled together in the crowd, and that's always neat. I actually have pictures of that when I was going through of our images. That's amazing. Gracia, what about you?
I agree with both of them. I think what athletics has given me is a new family in San Marcos. Because like I said, I don't live with a family over there, and most of my teammates don't are from other parts of California or other states. And so and even when I was a freshman, I remember that well, I have my family here, I have my teammates, and I'm not alone here. I have my coaches too. So having a family is what athletic has given me.
Family is important. That's why we have those t-shirts that say family on it, right?
Yeah.
That is great.
And what a great compliment. You know, neither one of these two are talking about wins or losses or anything like that. They're talking about how they feel and bringing out the best in one another and their teammates. And that's really essentially what life is about. And what's even better too is sports and volleyball brings so many people from so many different backgrounds, different cultures, and they're a family. And really, that's truly what we're going through right now. And how do we stay together as a family? And, you know, nothing is ever easy. And in the struggle is where we find our most growth. And we have that quote in the sports lounge that says, no struggle, no swag. And I would say and we embrace that, the struggle, it's like, okay, well, what can we control and how can we come together and support each other because we are going to get through this. And these two embody that. And that's, you know, my job as a coach is to recruit very similar people who have that kind of work ethic, what Grecia was talking about, what Madison's talking about, to aspire to want to be to new levels and to be a better person. You know, my job is to honor them and their legacy and what they're leaving, and to continue this program on an upward movement.
Yeah. Now let's talk about some fun times. This past fall, you guys participated in the CCA Trivia Challenge. Tell me about that. I saw a little bit on social media.
I mean, it was good distraction for us. Well, I mean, we were playing as a team kind of thing, the new Zoom game, but it was fun.
Who was the best at trivia? Who was the best at the trivia questions? Who do you think was the trivia queen on the team, you would say?
Probably Kiora.
Yeah.
Kiora or Caleb, because they were getting all the questions. They were always in the top like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It was great. We would be winning and I'm up there and I'm like doing this and like talking trash and everything. And you know, I distract my players then because I'm like whoop whoop, and then it goes on speed. So how fast you answer a question. So then I realized I'm distracting my players, and then we would be winning, and then all of a sudden
we'd always be winning right at the beginning throughout the whole time, and then the very end, one of the other players would like catch up to us.
Yeah, and we're like, wait a minute. And these two, how competitive they are. Madison, one time, she was pretty angry after one of them. She's like, Coach, we won that one.
And we had 3 out of 5 people. They only had 2 people in the top 5. We had 3.
Oh, not fair. You want a rematch then, you're saying, right?
Yep.
That would be awesome to do in the spring. That would be great. But what other activities have you done this fall, this past fall, or this winter too? I think you did some cards for St. Jude's Hospital.
Oh yeah, one of my friends had posted that on their story, and I was like, oh my god, my team would love to do that, because we always do little things like this. And I was like, oh, this is perfect, because it was just free little cards that you can write to the kids at St. Jude, and they just send them to them, and it was really easy and it was fun.
That's fun. You guys,
we really like to help our community. I remember when we were not in this pandemic, we will go to with senior citizens and play with them with balloons, read to kids from middle school and stuff like that. But it was really good that Turner had that idea of helping the kids.
Yeah. I think you guys just finished a fitness video.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We just did a quick little workout video for one of the elementary schools near us, which was pretty fun.
Well, I can't wait to see that. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah. I think right before COVID happened too, we did a beach cleanup, and that was pretty fun to all do together.
Oh, cool. So you guys are always busy, whether it's remotely or in person. That's neat that you're always giving back to the community. Well, that's it. Thank you, Coach and Grecia and Madison, for participating in this podcast. I hope you had fun.
See,
Yeah, this is so much fun.
thank
Well,
We
you.
appreciate you,
pleasure.
and
Thank you.
yeah, we appreciate the department, and we love representing Cal State San Marcos, and these two are great ambassadors for us. So Gracia and Madison, thank you guys. Great to see you as usual.
You.
See you.
And to our audience, thank you for tuning in today. Catch you next time on The Roar.